Welcome back to the channel. It's been a month and some change since I've been using the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and now I'm going to give you my 1 month later review of how it's been using the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So I hope you look forward to what I'm going to talk about. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Everyday life with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's been great. I can't complain. It gets me from point A to B, and it just works. Like all iPhones do, it works. Once you get an iPhone, it's simple to set up, simple to use, and simple to understand. To an extent, unless you're a power user like me, where you'll go more in depth as much as you can to set up your iPhone in a way where it's the best for you to be. But this video, I'm just going over the everyday things that I personally was using and that anybody else like you and somebody else that's getting the phone would know and would want to know these features for the phone, whether you should buy it or not. And by the end of this video, I'll let you know if this is something you should get. So stay tuned. Design. iPhone 15 Pro Max is one beautiful looking phone. Titanium black was the best choice I could have made. In the beginning, I was considering getting the blue titanium. I'm a big all black everything fan. All my devices, all my tech, gotta make sure it comes in black or the darkest color possible. In the beginning, I was considering getting the blue titanium, but luckily last minute I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to what I like. I'm gonna keep up and get me the black titanium, and honestly, very glad for it. I haven't got a single scratch on my phone ever since I got it, and I'm keeping it in good condition as much as I can without dropping it. Never dropped it because this beauty not getting disdented at all, and I want to keep it that way. But honestly, the design of the phone being made out of titanium and its new black titanium compared to the stainless steel of my 14 Pro Max, I definitely like this, and I want to see where Apple will go further with their color scheming and design like this. Titanium definitely was a good choice, making the phone very much lighter than the last and way more grippy. There were times with my 14 Pro Max where it would just slip out of my hand, but with this real tight grip in the hand, I'm very glad of that. Now, still going on the design, the action button. The action button, at first I thought I'll be using it way more than I thought of, but honestly, in the beginning, I use it as the typical volume on, volume off switch, but then I actually branched out. I want to try something new. So I have found a shortcuts, somebody made a preset of a shortcut that lets me set my action button to be used in different ways depending on how I'm holding the phone. So for example, if I hold my phone with the volume button up, going upward, it would open the camera. If I hold it with the volume button going down, it would open up the camera for video. If I hold up my phone as if I'm taking a selfie, open the front camera. And if I place my phone face down and press the action button, it will lock my phone. So that has been my last use of the volume button, of the action button, and a pretty good addition to the phone. Like I said, not as much usage as I thought I would have using it, but I'm most likely going to switch back to using the volume on off and then switch it whenever I need to, depending on the situation. For example, I actually gave it a try and change it to be in translate. So whenever I click the action button, it opens up a little translate window with my dynamic island. And I'm able to immediately start speaking, and it'll translate it to another language and say that on the speaker, who I'm talking to doesn't speak English or very well English. I'm able to get what I want to say to them in their language, and we're able to keep our conversation going. So that's one addition I really like. USB Type C. I love it. With this iPhone having USB Type C, now every single thing in my repertoire of tech things all use the same charger. I'm so glad Apple finally decided to do this, and now with it, I can finally have one charger for everything, except my PlayStation Vita. Sadly, that still uses micro B, so I guys gotta keep one micro B on me in case my Vita needs a charger. Just keep it at home. So now, let's talk about performance. iPhone 15 Pro with its new chipset has definitely, in my opinion, pushed way further than last year's model of the A16. This A17 Pro chip, honestly, compared to my last phone, way better. I'm able to use apps faster, swipe through apps faster. There's been never a slowdown at any performance I've had while using my phone at all. I have multiple apps open. When I go back to it, they refresh. Either they refresh immediately or they stay exactly where they were before, and it's been perfect. When it comes to playing the few games I play, games load fast. They look as good as they can be when I'm playing on my phone, and it just works. One game in particular I do play a lot recently is Monster Hunter Now, and that one actually has settings that let you choose the graphics you want for it, from low to highest, and also 30 FPS and 60 FPS. I'm able to play it at max graphics, even though this is just a phone. Playing that game, it looks very well and it plays very well comparatively. And I've actually had one of my friends played on their phone and at the same high graphics, 60 FPS, and his phone was not able to keep up. So I thought it was pretty funny to see that. And also recently, I've got the chance to play Resident Evil Village, which finally came out for all iPhone 15 and 15 Pros and all M1 and M2 iPads. And surprisingly, seeing a console level gameplay on this small phone was very interesting for me to experience and see firsthand. I would have never thought that a game like that would ever be able to be played on such a small phone like this. Honestly, in the beginning, I thought that it was going to be a fluke because there's no way that game is going to be playing with grand graphics, high FPS on a little phone like this with no cooling. Even the other game consoles and gaming computer and laptops I use playing games, it takes a very substantial amount of work and computing power to render those games and look very good at the same time with sufficient cooling. And meanwhile, this, even though it's still not one to one, it's definitely looks good for what it is on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So honestly, performance on this phone is good. Also, when it comes to me editing short videos or editing photos in Lightroom on it, it's quick and it gets the job done. And honestly, can't complain. I definitely give it a gold star when it comes to performance on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So let's get into battery life. Battery life on this phone has been honestly amazing, as all iPhone batteries are. But this one still, as always, every year, new iPhones they'll say the battery life is better than before. But honestly, all iPhones, if you take care of it, it's gonna last you throughout the day. And Apple does a great job of optimizing their battery and software to just and hardware to just keep the phone going throughout the day. Even though some of the iPhone batteries aren't on the bigger side compared to, let's say, Android phones, but battery life nevertheless in iPhones are great, and it will always get you more than a day's life of battery. Majority of my days using my iPhone, I leave the house at 8 o'clock with 100%, come back home around 30 to 40, leave it overnight to just chill out, don't charge overnight. When I wake up, when I'm getting ready for the tackle the next day, I put the charge, get some juice in the phone, and I go about my day, and I'm able to get through another half day before I maybe need to sit down and charge my phone or use one of my portable chargers and top up my phone a bit. And that's perfect for me. Over a day worth of battery life is amazing. Still can't compete with the Apple Watch Ultra, but maybe one day Apple will be able to make the iPhone batteries last that long. But nothing's gonna get to like my Apple Watch lasting me 3-4 days while I'm to charge. So now let's talk about cameras. I realized with this iPhone that ever since they now made you able to take 48 megapixel JPEGs and RAWs and now also shoot in a very high crispy ProRes, I found myself taking pictures and videos way more often than I used to, just because I'm a big geek when it comes to quality and high resolution. And now, whenever I take pictures, I'm always getting to this state of just trying to make sure it's always the best quality and the best look I can get the picture to be. And I've been doing that since day one of getting this phone. I recently went out, I attended a wedding, and I was taking so many pictures, make sure the exposure and everything is right, and have that high quality in RAW. So when I get back to my computer, I can edit it and make sure it's perfect the way I want it to be before I post it. And then shooting in ProRes is really good. Like I previously said in one of my other videos, ProRes quality, it's not still not as quality as the camera I'm shooting on, my Nikon Z7, but it is close. And being able to have that much quality and power in my pocket, I definitely enjoy having able to do that on the go when I don't have my camera with me. Whether it comes to picture and video, both being able to take high resolution, perfect quality pictures on the go like that. The camera, I can honestly say this is the best iPhone camera to this date that I've ever had the luck to be able to use every day in my everyday life. And honestly, look forward to see what they're gonna do in the future. But I feel like they maybe are hitting a plateau when it comes to camera quality, because I'm not really sure what they can do next with their cameras, unless they add like a fourth one, but that's gonna look kind of goofy in my opinion. So, like I said, this is top of the line for a mobile phone camera. Of course, drawback of mobile phone camera being it's such a small sensor, so it does as much as it can. But being able to do so much on a small sensor really makes it stand out to other cameras, DSLRs, and mirrorless, seeing how close it can get with such a small form factor compared to like I said, the camera I'm using, or even movie cinema cameras. So, should you buy the 15 Pro Max? In my opinion, if you're a power user, you definitely should buy the 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max. I know as a power user, you want to have the top of the line specs, the most up to date phone, the phone that will get you throughout the majority of years, unless you decide to upgrade every year or so. Then definitely go for the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max, depending on like small or big phones. Now, whether you should get it or not also depends on what phone you're coming from. In my personal opinion, if you're coming from an iPhone 13, 13 or 13 Pro, definitely get yourself a 15 or 15 Pro. Just for the fact that even the 15s have the 48 megapixel JPEGs that you can take on your phone. So all your pictures from your 15 or 15 Pro will look the best they can look. So it'll definitely be a positive no matter what getting it, and you'll benefit no matter what. In addition to that, you'll get the dynamic island, which comes in all iPhone 15s. They'll all be type USB Type C, so you'll have hopefully less charges used in your house. And now it just you'll be able to have the most up-to-date features to an extent, and you'll be set for a very long time. Now, if you have an iPhone before the 13, you should be upgrading no matter what. Honestly, you should be getting iPhone 12s and 11 or before 11. You need to get an iPhone 15 right now. I'm not even joking. Get an iPhone 15. You might be out of luck if you try now. 15s and 15 Pros are still out of stock. I still feel lucky that I got mine the day. Well, I pre-ordered the day of, but I chose to pick up the day after. But I still see iPhone 15s and iPhone 15 Pros still out of stock. But if you're looking for a 15, you can definitely get one probably same day pickup or same day delivery. But honestly, I say it's worth it. Getting the iPhone 15 or 15 Pro, no matter what, you'll be benefiting getting the newer specs and newer features of these phones, and you'll be set for a very long time with this phone. So, thank you again for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment down below. Like the video, it really helps the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. Show your friends, show your mom, show your aunties, show your mom's friends. And just watch my other videos too if you like. And thank you again for watching my video. I'll see you in the next one.